one question comes up, when I choose an egg donor and everything goes well, can something go wrong? There is always the question every time you do fertility treatment. And the unfortunate answer is obviously yes. Things unfortunately don't always go the way we want. And sometimes an egg donor treatment get canceled. The most common reason I would say for a cancellation, if the donor is not responding to the medication as expected. And I know for myself, I don't want to get into an egg retrieval process unless I have the confidence that we're going to get a lot of eggs. Part of it is really a financial things, because from the moment the egg donor go through the process of egg retrieval, the couple or the single needs to, unfortunately, are committed financially to the agency, to the egg donor, huge expense, nothing is given back. And if we don't got, and if the egg donor didn't perform well, then the cycle is not an ideal cycle, and we don't have a lot of eggs. So I rather cancel earlier and say, yes, it's disappointing, but at least financially you don't have this big financial expense, plus we're not getting into disappointment of not having enough embryos. So I would say one reason, if the donor doesn't respond well. Sometimes, of course, it can happen the donor comes up with new things that we didn't know before. I mean, nowadays, of course, it's COVID or infection disease that we're not aware of. Very rarely the egg donor change their mind. I mean, that's extremely rare. So things can happen during the screening or before we start the cycle and so on. I think that the key to canceling an egg donor is to do it early enough before there is the financial burden on the family. Because at that point, yes, it's very disappointing, but at least financially, we're safe, as opposed to do it after, where financially people pay everything and then we don't have a lot of embryos, and then this whole process comes to become very, very stressful.